Ray, I am going to read your energetic signature. So when I went into your energy field, I heard these really beautiful wind chimes, and all of a sudden I was out in nature. And you know what's really funny is that I felt really called to be out in nature for your actual reading, and I went and sat next to the lake near my home and against this tree behind me because it's like, oh, I have to be out here for hers, and it totally made sense why, and I'm about to share. But when I heard the wind chimes and I was outside in your Akashic records, there was this beautiful, beautiful bright light, okay, almost blinding light everywhere. And this person walked up to me, and it was a different incarnation of you, and she was so beautiful, okay, very elf-esque, if you will, but she was actually a Dryad, and Dryads are protectors of different nature, not spots necessarily, but different facets of nature. And in this case, she said that she is a protector of the forest. Anytime that we have different incarnations come forward, oftentimes they have messages for us, or they want to help us unlock gifts. And she said one of the ones that you have is the ability to touch plants like trees, bushes, grass, whatever, flowers. And when you touch them, you are able to see their energetic encodements in their actual cells. And I said, oh, what does that mean? Okay, so basically you are a plant channeler, much like when I am doing inner child healing sessions with other persons as an adult. I can see into what they have experienced in this incarnation and then relay messages from their inner children. You are able to see different aspects of the plants, whether it's from this lifetime or from others where maybe they have incarnated as different types of beings. Maybe they were a person or a galactic being, or they were a bug. You can see into their energy fields and learn different types of wisdom and knowledge and guidance. And one of the things that you can do in this incarnation is actually share their story, is what this Dryad version of you said, because they have a lot of wisdom for either yourself. You can ask them about different aspects of life or different situations that you're currently going through. Or if you want to be an energy healer, maybe you're already a practicing energy healer, or you want to get into that field, you're going to be able to channel messages that are going to not only help self, but help a lot of other people as well. And a great way to start doing this is if you have house plants, or get a house plant that you can actually sit with in meditation and ask them different questions, either about themselves as the plant, how, what, and why questions also work best, okay? Because this is a type of Akasha work, and how, what, and why work best, either for self or for others, or just about things that are going on in the world in general. But once you start establishing relationships with specific plants, and you work on building that, you're going to be able to hear them a lot more clearly. And then when you go out into nature, you're going to hear other plants or trees, you know, trees are plants, but you're going to start to hear them speaking to you and giving you downloads and insight and guidance. But it's a lot easier when you start working with a plant that is actually in your home, because it's already imbued with a lot of your energy, because you're in your home a lot. And when you're talking to the same plant and having continuous conversations, you're able to fine tune your either clairaudient abilities or your clairsentient abilities, which I have a feeling both of those are relatively strong for you as a plant channeler, but it will help you amplify those as well, not only with the plants, but just in general. You can always go in meditation and speak with this Dryad form of you, because she can help you amplify these gifts as well, probably with a lot of other things too, okay? She's the protector of the forest, so she probably has a lot of things that she could help and support you with, okay? But then I asked your higher self in this incarnation if there's anything you needed to know, and she said that you need to breathe deeper, like you have very shallow breath, which I get that because I do as well. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't even know how my lungs get enough oxygen, because like short breaths. She said when you remember though, and to take these deep breaths, what you're doing is you are rejuvenating, what she said is you are regenerating your life force energy. because a lot of yours comes from outside of you, because people pull from a lot of different places and spaces, but because you are a plant channeler, if you do so, especially when you're out in nature, it's going to make you feel so much better. It's going to open your channels up so much more as well. You can ask to draw on the energy of the plants in the trees, because they would love to do that for you. Then I was talking to your energy body, and I saw she had a gem in the middle of her head, and so I touched it, and all of a sudden I was in your mind space, if you will, and I was watching you, and you zipped yourself up, and it was complete darkness in there, and you just laid back and you were floating almost like you were in a deprivation tank. We were in no space is what your higher self called it, and it was just complete peace and serenity. And I'm gonna read what your higher self said to me, because she wants me to say it in a very specific way. So here we go. Okay, she said, you have been through a lot of changes this past year, not just since January, okay, but like over the course of the whole entire past year, okay? And she said, sometimes it's okay to have a big cry about the changes, even though a lot of them were positive. Going through transitions and identity shifts can be a lot on your body, mind, and your spirit. And so she was saying it's okay if we still need to process through going through those, because you have a tendency to compartmentalize what you're currently going through so you can just make it to the other side. But then sometimes we don't always take the time to have the releases of what was happening during those situations, okay? She said, having a really good cry helps release pent-up energy to make more room and space in your energy field, so new things can come in, more expansiveness. And your higher self wants to tell you that she is very proud of you, and that's when she came over and gave your energy body this really big hug, and then you just started pouring out all of these tears. And she said, sometimes you feel like people don't understand the depths of what you have been going through internally. Okay, all of the shadow work and all of the self-awarenesses and all of the very intense emotions, okay? You've been doing a lot of work. And she said, but she sees what you have been doing, and she understands. And your higher self said, you are courageous, you are bold, and you do make aligned decisions. She wanted me to make sure I said that with a great emphasis, because sometimes you think that you're not, or that you haven't in the past, but you are making the most aligned decisions you can with the tools and resources and awarenesses that you have. You have been learning how to create shifts out of love and not fear. She said, remember, you are an energetic being made out of love. And she said, I love you, and booped you on the nose, which I thought was super cute and very sweet. Your higher self was coming in with a lot of like maternal energy, but at the same time like bestie energy of like, I see you out here, girl. Okay, I see what you're doing. I'm very proud of you. She just felt like you needed these words of encouragement today, and to be reminded of how awesome you are and how amazing, and that sometimes you don't think that you're doing the work, but she's like, yes, you are. Okay. And you have made a lot of progress in your life. So to recap, working with this Dryad form of you to help you with your plant channeling abilities, making sure that we're taking in a lot more deep breaths into our lungs, because that's going to help you open up your channels, and specifically with the spiritual gift as well. And then receiving all the wonderful words of encouragement that your higher self had for you today, which is going to help you propel even further forward and just feel more confident within self. Okay, so I want to thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I hope you have an amazingly magical day.